Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Road to the GOAT series. We have a very interesting matchup this game, and I am going with the New Orleans Pelicans, and my opponent has the Brooklyn Nets, or the New Jersey Nets, excuse me. This team is from 2001 to 2002, so I don't really know a whole bunch about this team. The only recognizable name that I noticed was Jason Kidd and Kenyon Martin, but other than that, that was just about it. I have the New Orleans Pelicans, and I believe I played with them one time earlier, or maybe several times earlier, but I thought they were better than I predicted or better than I thought. You know, they have a very solid starting five. You have Eric Bledsoe, Lonzo Ball, Steven Adams, Zion Williamson, and Brandon Ingram. And the bench have a couple of guys who could put in work too. But in this game, it did not show that the Pelicans was a very good team. So this is going to be a struggle game. My opponent gets the good layup there. And yeah, my opponent early on in the game, he came out in a 2-3 zone, and I'm a bit surprised that he chose this Nets team. It seemed like he kind of played with them before, and this wasn't some random pick and he wanted to try out different teams. It seemed like he played with the Nets before and had their defense and offense down packed. So you can see I'm struggling in the first quarter. He has 8 points. I only have 2, and I haven't scored within the last 2 minutes of the game. So my opponent game plan immediately on the first possession, he came out in the 2-3 zone, and at first glance or at first thought, I didn't really think it would be too hard to beat him, but boy was I wrong, man. I really had to work the ball around, and I want you to try and pay attention to how he plays the zone, because how he plays the zone, I've never seen anyone else play a zone like this. Maybe it's because of the Nets. This Nets team probably has good defense. Like I said, I don't really know too much about them. I only really know Jason Kidd and Kenyon Martin. Or maybe it's just how he plays himself and how he sets up the zone defense. But going up against this guy, when he came out in that 2-3 zone, it seemed like he was all over the court, man. But he did have big bodies, which that always helps because it's less ground to cover and could lead to more easy shot contests on the defensive side for him. So you can see we're in the second quarter now. We are still struggling to shoot. And I thought this New Orleans Pelicans team would be decent at shooting, but I guess after they let JJ Redick go, they are pretty horrible. Or it really could be on me, but I did not shoot well this game, and my opponent right now is just taking me to work. And I don't know the New Orleans Pelicans bench players that well, but on the bench, I didn't really have any other option to go to for someone who could shoot threes. You know, I wasn't expecting Zion or Lonzo Ball to shoot threes, but at least Eric Bledsoe, as he does hit a three-pointer there, and that was a huge shot for us to give us a bit of momentum and a bit of confidence to get back in this game, because it was very frustrating playing against this guy because the Pelicans, they have bad computer spacing, or the guys wasn't in spots where I needed them to be on offense. You know, they would be too far behind the three-point line, or they would bunch up together, and it would lead to bad shots that I would have to take because, you know, he could easily defend two guys in the same area with just one guy because we're standing right next to each other. So it was a tough 4 quarters in this game, and it's going to be an interesting one to watch. So he is up by 6 points now. I'm scoring a bit of points, but we're still struggling to score. But our defense has looked a lot better since that first quarter ended. Shot clock winding down for my opponent. He gets it down low. And to talk about his game plan on offense and defense, we already know on defense he ran this 2-3 zone. But on offense, he had a couple of plays that I read perfectly, but I was just not able to stop. You can see here, look at the percentages we are shooting. He is shooting 38%, and I'm only shooting 27%. And if I were to ever quit a game, it would be this game I would quit, because it was, when I tell you it was frustrating playing with the Pelicans, it was really frustrating. But props to my opponent. He played pretty good defense, but we talked about his defense, but his offensive game plan, like I said, he had like 2 or 3 plays that were so easy to read, but I wasn't able to stop it in the crucial moments that needed it to be, or even early on in the game where we could have got on a fast break opportunity and got ourselves easy points. So this was the play right here. He had the guy go behind him, cut, and it led to an easy basket. I should be playing back further with the on-ball defender so that way we don't get burned that easy. And look at his defense here. We're trying to find guys, but he's moving all around the court. You know, Jackson Hayes, I thought he could have shoot the three ball a little bit, but I was wrong there. Zion Williamson, we find a hole in the defense and we get a dunk there. So now we're trying to replicate the same thing on multiple offensive possessions. So he hits a three here with Kenyon Martin, and I was kind of surprised. You know, he was struggling to shoot, I was struggling to shoot, and someone finally hit a three. Now Zion Williamson to the rim again. Now we're on a bit of a run, or we are scoring consistently now. Score is 24-16. My opponent still has the lead. I don't think I ever took the lead up to this point. And again, Brandon Ingram, good dunk there. But again, props to my opponent for his defense. But we are figuring out his zone now, even though the Pelicans are probably the worst shooting team I ever played with. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot more teams that cannot shoot the ball that are worse than the Pelicans. But in this game, it was just horrible, man. So 19-24, I'm still down. Good pass by my opponent. He gets the dunk and the foul in the closing stages of the third quarter. So heading into the fourth quarter now, I'm down by 8 points. But I'm saying to myself, you know, we're not out of this game yet, although I don't feel the most confident. You know, a couple of good defensive possessions and easy fast break points, we could easily tie this game up and take the lead and come out with a nail-biter victory. So we are in the coaching settings. I'm making a couple of changes. We are going to limit the transition, and on offense, we are going to push the pace. That means that when we bring the ball up court, the computer automatically gets into the play instead of waiting for the shot clock to hit a certain time and then they start to run the play. With that, once we get up court, they are going to run it automatically. So you can see my opponent, he ran that same play again and he scores. Don't know why I couldn't stop it. And right now at this point, if it was a time for me to go on a run, it would be right now. But look at the defense he's playing and look at our spacing. But Brandon Ingram still gets to the rim. Good take by Brandon Ingram, and we cut it back down to a 10-point game with 3 minutes remaining. You know, this is very tough when you're down like this and you're shooting so bad. Down by 10 with 3 minutes remaining. It's going to be a tough comeback, but nonetheless, we still have to try. Zion Williamson finally gets his way to the rim and finishes with a foul and one. So we get the bucket and we get the free throw attempt, and the free throw attempt is good. So now my opponent, he's struggling on offense now. We got him locked in on the defensive side, and we are going to go to work with Zion Williamson in the fourth quarter. So now we're cutting down the lead. We're looking good so far. Score is 31-26. Zion Williamson hits another free throw, and my opponent has to go to the menu. So now 27-31. Remember, we were down by 10 with just 3 minutes remaining. Now we're not down by that much. So I'm trying to play the best defense that I can. We have a bad matchup. Good defense though. Brandon Ingram with the block. He gets the ball back. Brandon Ingram with another block. 2 blocks by Brandon Ingram on the same possession. That is just straight heart there. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the game. Good steal by Brandon Ingram. We're on the fast break, and that's what I'm talking about. Making my opponent do stupid decisions that benefits us quickly, like getting out on the fast break easily to get those easy points. So now 29-31. We are in a man-to-man defense. Wasn't really need for us to play a zone. The man defense worked the way it should. So now, let's see what he does. He turns the ball over again. Zion Williamson on the fast break over Jason Kidd, and he gets the foul and one. So now we have finally tied this game up after being down the entirety of this game. 31-31. Zion Williamson free throw attempt is no good, and we can't take the lead. And that one really did hurt me. So he's trying to get an easy pass down low. We pick it off again. Williamson on the break. I did not decide to shoot it. I thought I could have gotten a better look. And look at his defense. He just collapsed the paint. And I've never really seen anyone do that so effectively this year. So now we got Jackson Hayes. Look at his defense again. He moves in front of me. Eric Bledsoe wide open. I need that three. We have only hit one three-pointer up to this point in the game, and we really needed that one. So less than a minute remaining. We are still tied, and my opponent has the ball on offense. Has a full shot clock, and I need to be wary of his ability to shoot the ball or get this drive with Jason Kidd, but he kicks it back out. So now I forgot that I did the settings where I had everyone switch all, and look here, Brandon Ingram comes to help for no reason, and he hits the three. That was ridiculous, man. So now we're down by 3 points, and we have to try and score quickly. I try to get him to go under the screen, and he does. Brandon Ingram can't hit the three-pointer, so luckily for us, Steven Adams gets the rebound back. We have less than 30 seconds remaining in the game, trying to look for a good shot. We run a play for Zion Williamson, wide open, and he cannot hit. And that is going to do it for us. A very disappointing way to end the game. And I knew Zion Williamson can't shoot like that, but I would have loved to see him hit that three. And I thought we could have taken this game to overtime and won it. So look at us. 1 for 15 from the three-pointers. But my opponent, he made one extra three-point than me. And that was the deciding factor in this game. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later.